All right. Hello to whoever's watching this. This is a sort of small, I guess, up-to-date thought thought dump for myself. But for whoever else is interested in the more technical side of space engineers, I feel like you would sort of enjoy this as well. So what I've got here is a very, very small sort of. It's basically a radar. People have done radars in the game before, but it basically uses ion thrusters, and it just lights up whenever there's something in like the general vicinity of that thing. So it's like a 45-degree cone. It doesn't get you like a very, very accurate representation of where that enemy is. So this is the first step up here. This is just an offensive AI with a flight block and a gyroscope, and that will actually point at the enemy in 3D space. Um, so the advantage of this is, well, one, you can hook up this rotor here to say um, to like a little grid of LCDs. Say if you have like an 11 by 11 grid of LCDs. Say you've got five on one side, five to the other side, five at the top, five at the bottom. Those the distance out to like the left and right of the center um, would be distance. And then you can use the rotation of this rotor here, depending on what rotation that is, that will give you an accurate location. So that it functions like a radar for a single target. Um, and that's like I'll probably add that this afternoon, but this is sort of just me just it's sort of like a little breakthrough. I haven't really found anyone else that's done sort of stuff like this, like proper search engagement radars. Um, but the really big thing that I found is that you can have multiple AI blocks on different subgrids on like a grid like this, and you can basically just have them all functioning at once. So what I can do here is I can have say two more of these little modules here. So I have say one searching for propulsion, so enemy craft with propulsion, and then another one searching for weapons. Now, what does that mean? Basically, you can have a event controller with an AND gate, and that event controller, say, if you are encountering an enemy gunship, or like a strike drone or something, this can actually detect if it's something like that. Because obviously, for like a strike drone or a gunship or something like that, it's going to have both weapons and it's going to have propulsion. So in this case here, both the weapon and the both the AI offensive configured for weapons and the AI offensive configured for um, propulsion will both be pointing towards that gunship. Um, and you can then have an event controller with an AND gate that basically looks over both the AI offensive blocks and asks, are they both within 2,500 meters? If they're both within 2,500 meters, that means they've both identified a target. And if you've got like roughly the same tracking, say closest enemy target, and you've got both these AI offensive blocks picking on that target, that means you know it has propulsion and it has weapons. So therefore, you can basically rule out missiles and sort of like transport ships and stuff like that. Um, Another thing that you can add in here is a timer block. Now, if you want to like delve a little bit deeper and you don't know if it's an unarmed craft or a missile incoming, what you can do is you can have a timer block. Now, this is slightly dodgy because I know like I'm pretty sure Patriot crews have actually shot people down because they're relying on the system. But basically, if you're coming in too quickly towards this target, you're going to get shot down. Basically, what we can do here is we know that the maximum speed for blocks in this game is 100 meters a second. Like the player can travel at 110, but for blocks, it's 100 meters a second. So what we can do is we can have a couple of event controllers and timer blocks connected to the AI that's tracking propulsion. Now, if that target covers more than, say, 95 meters a second directly towards this block, or like in sort of enough of a cone um, around this block that um, it's obvious that it is going to hit it or it is going to hit near it, then this system can classify it as a missile. And of course, you can like link that up with the propulsion there as well. Um, so while I implement that, I'm just going to upload this video. I'll probably post it to Reddit as well. Just my thinking behind the system. A big advantage of this though is you can sort of tailor make different missiles for different craft. I'm pretty sure there'd be some sort of parameters in here that you can set to search for like small large grid ships as well. So if you're coming up against a large grid ship, no one's really going to have large grid missiles, so you don't really need to worry about like a large grid missile coming in and hitting you. But you can sort of tailor make certain missiles for small ships, for large ships, proximity fuses, anti-missile, or if you want to, you can just choose this system here, like not to fire at and engage, say, missiles, but only engage fighter craft, and then you can have like Sea Whiz turrets around that will engage the missiles instead of wasting missiles on the enemy's missiles. It's sort of this whole can of worms that I'll sort of try and implement with this little build here. But as I do progress more on this fire control system, I'll just keep you guys updated as to what I'm doing. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully you learned something new, and I'll see you all later.